We have my favorite episode of the week with the Michael Zuber. What's going on, Mike?
Not much, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I feel like your YouTube videos have blown up lately. Have they not? Like as far as like views per video.
Yeah, I think we're pretty routinely getting over 1,000 views on each video, which is pretty cool given I put out 7 a day. So yeah, it's not bad.
Right? Like you're putting out a lot and you're getting 1,000 views each. That's wild.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah,
And
so like 28,000 a day, something like that total.
And you compete with This Week in Startups on YouTube too, as far as like a daily financial.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Cool.
As far as like daily viewership, which is awesome. All right. What's going on, Mike? What's going on with the hikes?
Well,
we both called that this needed to happen.
Oh, yeah, we absolutely did. So this week we got the 75, which is interesting. I had been calling for 75 for 3 weeks. You know, we got a little, surprise whisper to the Wall Street Journal on Monday that 75 was coming instead of the 50 that was expected. That was kind of annoying, but we got to 75, and I think we get 75 in July. Mortgages are more expensive. Borrowing money's more expensive. Revlon can't borrow any more money, so they're going bankrupt. So Jerome Powell's is already
going bankrupt.
Yeah, they filed bankruptcy, man. Revlon, the makeup company, they filed bankruptcy yesterday.
What?
Yeah, man, come on, get in the news. Yeah, and more are coming. We got down rounds in techs. We got more crypto frauds blowing up left and right. People can't take their money out. So Jerome Powell's he already broke housing. He's gonna break the economy. It's back to Warren Buffett's classic saying, when the tide goes out, we see who's swimming naked. Dude, there are people on YouTube right now who are have a lot of following that will be proven to be total frauds when this is all said and done. So I look forward to it.
Number one, why would they be proven to be total frauds? And number two, to down round.
So a total fraud is, maybe they've been, a lot of these younger investors have been following Cathie Wood, right? They've only been talking about Tesla, and Palantir, and all these other tech companies. And I experienced the .com blow up, and it could be months or quarters or years for companies to come back. And a lot of investors don't have the time to hold on. So that's what I mean by frauds. A lot of people pump and dump with crypto, with rug pulls. And like we talked about, was it 6, 8, 10 weeks ago, I told you that, 20% of the top 20 coins are going to go to zero. And we've already seen some of them gone. So it's coming. And then a down round.
I didn't see not the Tether one. Was it Tether? No, it was the other one. I did not. Yeah, the USD. I didn't see that one completely depegging and just going to shit.
Yeah,
I did not see that one happening. In a weekend.
Yeah. So a down round. So Instacart was one of the Silicon Valley unicorns. I don't know the exact number, so this will just be made up. They did their last round at a $10 billion valuation. So they borrow $500 million at a $10 billion valuation. Well, they go back to the street because they are out of money. And now they're going to borrow $500 million again, but instead of at a $10 billion valuation, it's a $5 billion valuation. So that is called a down round. This is what the All In podcast has been warning, right? Be default.
And do they completely dilute like their cap table or whatever?
Yeah, with a down round, everybody's hurt. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So you're pretty much cutting your own equity in half. Like it's
everybody.
You're cutting your own. Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, employees, everybody's. Yeah, that's down rounds are. They're hard on everybody. That's why you don't want to do them. That's why you don't want to grow too fast. But when Elon Musk said money was rained down on fools the last 2 years, or the All In podcast says cocaine and Red Bull, this is what happens. You have unicorn valuations. You have bad private equity and VCs coming in, not doing their due diligence and paying 100 times revenue, not earnings. And it's time to pay up. There's going to be so much pain. It has just started, but it has to happen. The pain has to happen.
I saw your video with the 3 amigos, and where someone said we're going to go into a depression. I think that is complete nonsense.
Oh, it's absolutely nonsense. Absolutely. There's a lot of fear mongering. Fear gets clicks. Everybody wants permission to do nothing. we're gonna have some pain. You know, there's people your age who have never experienced a bear market, right? We have essentially had a running market for over a decade, 10 to 12 years, depending on how you count.
I mean, people below 35 have not experienced it.
Dude, we have a little bit of pain and you all are flipping out, right? I experienced the Great Recession. I experienced the dot bomb. This is nothing. We have 3.6% unemployment. The Great Recession was 9%. The Silicon Valley was destroyed in the dot-com crisis. You guys are just, you get a little cold water and you get all scared. It's crazy. So we will have a recession. It will be deep and dark. It will be bad. It'll be a -3, -4. So pretty bad. But it won't be long. A depression is 3 years of negative GDP growth, capping out at 10%.
Yeah, that's a lot, dude.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen.
What could even, I don't see anything that could even cause that right now. Like 3 years of negative GDP growth is insane.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be lots of stupidity compounded after stupidity. And the good thing is we have a November election coming up where I think the House and the Senate will flip. So we'll actually get some stuff done, right? The president could, of course, veto, but he's not going to because he's going to have no power. He's going to be totally, just going to be occupying a chair for a couple of years. And the Senate and the House can go get some stuff done. If we flip both Republican, there'll be some stuff done. Right now, there's just nothing getting done. So November elections have consequences. Well, first and foremost, we need to start drilling, right? Energy independence,
for sure.
EV. I'm a huge renewable guy, but you can't just flip a switch. It takes time to get there. I think we jumped the gun. The big one for me, though, I mean, everybody goes to the Outsell pipeline, and I get it. It's quick. Frankly, if we didn't cancel it, it would be done right about now.
And we would be
that's kind of a bad decision in hindsight, right? But the big one for me that I would focus on, and I reported on it today in the Daily Financial News. I don't know that I knew this. The GDP of the United States is 12% for manufacturing. If I was the president for a day, I would take on a national goal of doubling that. And it's just like going to the moon. It would be a moonshot. It would take time to get there. But I would fundamentally say enough is enough. We need to start making stuff here. Shoot, if Tesla can make cars in Texas, in Fremont,
we can make a lot of shit.
We can make a lot. We can do pharmaceutical. We can make a lot of stuff. And yes, to be clear, that will be inflationary. But God damn it, we're already here. Let's just go and start. So that would be the big thing I would do is I would start that would fix the job market. That would, and we have to start letting the best and the brightest from around the world in our country. Right.
We have to. Like the immigration policies right now are dog shit. They're letting in random people. Yeah, but then they don't let the people who are good stay.
Producers.
Agree here. Yeah, like producers. Let them be a citizen. Let's get them in there. Exactly.
Yeah, we need to, once again, we need to be a place that welcomes the best and brightest. The times that we were thought of as, the land of milk and honey, we need to go back to that. We have created policies under the last 2 administrations that were anti-immigration, and we are paying the price for it. And it's a stroke of a pen to fix. I don't get what the hell the problem is. And yes, you got to have a scoring system or whatever the right answer is. We don't let everyone in, but we should let the best and brightest, the producers, the ones who are going to create companies, employ people, invest. I mean, come on, people. It's not that hard.
Yeah, that one's bad. Like, we have one friend in college who came here. She ran track at Fresno State. She ended up getting her MBA. And then she got married so she could stay here. But she got an MBA. She was working for a developer though. Like it's not like she wasn't contributing. Yeah. And like they wouldn't give her, you got an MBA and she's good. And like to me that like you want to keep that person here.
I agree 1000%. It shouldn't be that hard a decision, but I'm not in charge.
So what else was the big? I think the 75.75 rate hike was the big thing.
Well, here's the deal. You want to see the big thing? Is we're going 75 in July. I'm going to call it right now.
I think they will.
Yeah, we're going 75 in July. We're going to break some shit.
What do you think will happen after July? Do you think they're just going to keep pushing or it's like, fuck it?
Yeah, I think so. I think Jerome Powell in his first public statements after the announcement were this morning, and he said something to the effect of, "We are acutely aware of inflation, and we will get it to 2%," something like that. So I read
Okay.
that as we are going to break shit. That's what that means.
Yeah, we're gonna go hard.
Yeah, 75 in
So what
July,
do you think
50
they're
in
gonna be at?
September. So they're going to be over. They're going to be
End of year.
3% or over by end of the year, and they're going to get to 4% next year.
When do you think it stops?
I think it stops at 4. I think the last raise is sometime Q1, Q2 of next year.
Then when do they come back down again? Is something
like I've never
even seen that.
That's $1 million question. If you actually watch the dot plot from the Fed, they're actually predicting price cuts or interest rate cuts in 2024. It's amazing. We're going to take it up, and we're already planning to cut. I thought that was amazing to see in their report. I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, there's a lot of people hoping, praying that they're going to Fred that he'll break stuff and he'll cut next year. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Well, I'm just sitting here thinking of how long does it take to fix it, right? Because I think everybody just needs to weather the storm as long as we can, like, because it's a beast and it's so bad right now. So how long will it take to reset it?
The last thing you want is a Fed that flip flops. We got that in the 70s and 80s. And what is a flip flop? We're tough on inflation. No, we're not. We're tough on inflation. No, we're not. We're tough on inflation. No, that creates the worst of worst scenarios, a double dip recession. We can't do that. We've got to suffer. We've got to suffer an extra 90 days to make sure the beast of inflation is beat. I don't know. Jerome Powell, I don't know if he has the stomach for it, but he needs to do it. So we have that.
So in the 70s and 80s, they flip-flopped, and then it just essentially expounds the problem over a several-year period instead of just cutting it off.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think they would? Pineda calls that they're going to lower rates by the end of the year. I don't believe that whatsoever. Do you see that happen?
Again, there's lots of people hoping that happen. There are probably people who have debt that's variable. I don't see it. I don't see how they can. I put, again, one guy's opinion, who is no smarter or different than Ryan, so he's free to have his. I put that at 0% chance.
0. Wow. I mean,
0.
I agree. Is your guy who offers 50-40-10, is he budging at all? Is he going to keep doing it through everything?
Yeah, they unfortunately had to raise rates because, again, they sell to Wall Street. And Wall Street told him yesterday. I just talked to him this morning. Shout out Stephen Dow, Velocity Mortgage. Base rate's now 7.25. It was 6.5. Fed raise. Really? They have to raise. So
today, we got quoted on a commercial loan, roughly 5.75, and we underwrote it at 5.5, being conservative, and then like 30% down.
Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, I interviewed a guy who's playing in the apartment game, and he got hit with a 50 basis point rate hike, and he had to go back and renegotiate the deal. If the numbers don't work, the numbers don't work. Your cost of capital is higher than expected, renegotiate. I'm telling all my students to do that. You just have to. Never buy an alligator. Don't do skinny deals. It's not worth it.
Right. So what else? Have you seen any move in our market yet? I truly haven't.
Inventory is where it all starts with them. Everybody wants real estate to turn on a dime. It doesn't. It's so much slower. Inventory is first. It's doubled in 8 weeks. Days on market is next. It's already up, but it's up 3-4 days on market. So it's not meaningful.
Yeah.
We've had some price drops in the higher end, which in Fresno is 600 to 800. But the low end on fire. And it will be, right, because there's no inventory there. So it's all a process. This big, great price cuts or value drop, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Was it you telling me that like the bottom of the housing prices were in 2012?
Yeah,
and the
exactly.
Great Recession was in 2008. Like that's crazy to think about. Like that time horizon is insane.
The housing market moves so much slower than you all want. This is not stocks, not crypto, not NFT. The 52-year spreadsheet, which I give away for free, shows you that we had 4 years of negative house appreciation, started in 2008, bottomed in 2012. And oh, by the way, the largest national housing decrease was 8.9%. So all of these idiots calling for 20% price declines in a year don't know what they're talking about. Could you have 20%
no math that makes sense that does that? There's zero math that would make that happen.
No, I mean, you could have it in a city, sure. You're not going to have it nationally. So just stop showing how naive you are.
Who's calling that? Who's calling for that?
This guy named Nick on Reventure Consulting.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah. That guy.
Where's his math? What was his math?
I don't know. I can't explain it. I can't explain stupidity.
There's nothing that would actually cause that whatsoever. Like, there's no economics
the
behind
largest, it. The largest crash ever in the leveraged asset of real estate, the largest ever was negative 8.9. How do you get 30? Yeah, how do you get 30? I don't get it.
Negative 8.9. I mean, so even right now, when we're looking at deals, we've taken 8% off the ARV. So that's what we're being conservative with. Like, we just take 8% off the ARV and call it a day, and then we back out from there.
Sounds smart.
I didn't know the largest was only 8%, though. I mean, that makes me feel a lot better. I mean, because you can really keep pushing, and you're not going to get caught. I don't think you'll.
No, I mean, it's all about the margin. It's all about your numbers, right? I mean, there are flippers who are going to get, like, if you don't change your model and acknowledge that really what the lower 8% ARV does, it gives you, it's really the hold time. What you need to be planning for is days on market. It's not going to be 7 seconds. It might be 70 days, which is 2 or 3 more mortgage payments. All of that goes into your profit equation. So it's still profitable. It still works. It's just your hold time's longer, which is more cost of capital, and your profit goes down.
What's another big thing that happened this week besides rates were the biggest in July? They just went up.
The biggest thing is my call about real estate transaction crashing this year is just spot on. We saw home construction down 14% month on month. That's not on year. That's month on month. 14% drop. So folks, new construction down, existing homes down. The Fed broke housing. It's all kind of screwed up with debt going up. Buyers are dropping out. The buyers are scared. Sellers aren't selling. It's going to be years for this thing to work out. The Fed broke housing.
So when you say years, like, you're talking 3-4 years?
Certainly 2 to 3.
2 to 3. And like, when you say it's broken, our prices are kind of, everything's just going to stagnate. Yeah.
Flat. Yeah. So what's going to happen is transactions will be down at least 50% peak to trough for years. So if you're in the real estate business and you're paid on commission, it's going to be tough. If you're paid on transactions and there's half as many transactions, you do the math.
Yeah. I do think if you're a wholesaler, though, and you can keep buying good deals, you're fine. Flippers, buying good deals, you're fine.
Just buy better. You can't be buying with the same model you had last year.
No,
you can't. You got to lower ARV. You got to plan for longer hold times. You got to plan for your buyers to fall away. Just plan, just adjust. The people that will get burned won't adjust. They will say things like, I'm smarter than Warren Buffett, or I'm smarter than this person or that person. No, you're not. The market's always right. You got lucky. There are so many people that got in this business the last 2 years, Stratton, that got freaking lucky. The next 2 years, not so much.
What do you see happening with rents? Do you see rents still going up?
That's a great question. I think we're going to have a bifurcated market. I think rents and apartments are going to be flat. Two answers. Rents and apartments are going to be flat. Rents and houses are going to go up. Everybody wants a house. But if you can't afford to buy one, the next best thing is to rent one. So I think rents and housing, singles, go up. Rents and apartments are flat.
Okay. What has ever caused negative rents? Like rents
we've not had national rent decline. We've had a couple of cities like San Francisco, New York, rent decline in March and April of 2020 because everybody left the city. So if you can make everybody leave, rents will go down.
But nothing.
So I've been doing this 22 years. The worst time to be a landlord was 2006, not 2008. 2008, people were losing homes and going to rentals. The worst time to be a landlord was 2006, when I could decline a tenant and they would buy a home. That's not supposed to happen. And it did, 2005 and 2006. So I was given move-in specials, half off rent for 1 month, 2 months. and it was 06. We are not there today. Lending is tighter than it's ever been and getting tighter. It's unaffordable, so more people will want to rent. So I think rents and houses go up, rents and apartments stay flat.
Okay, that's a good one. We got that. What else do you think would cause a negative GDP growth? I guess serious
GDP growth?
Yeah. Like a serious dip.
Well, I think we're going to have it, and it's going to be short. Our entire economy is based on the consumer, 68, 70%. And near as I can tell, consumers, even the quote unquote rich ones, are getting nervous, and everybody's conserving. Like, was it like 4 weeks ago? United and American were talking about record bookings. 4 short weeks later, cancellations, bookings are soft. So even discretionary spending is coming down. The American public is as grumpy and upset as I've ever seen it in any of my econ numbers. Worse than 9/11, worse than the Great Recession, worse than the dot-com. There was a sentiment number that came out last Friday that was the worst on record. This goes back 52 years on record. That should tell you something.
So define consumer consentment. Define
sentiment. That. Consumer sentiment is what you feel. It's a leading indicator. I'm nervous about my job. You haven't lost your job. You're nervous about your job. That's the best example, I think.
And then this is the worst you've ever seen as far as everybody's freaking out about the economy. Nobody has faith in the government. Nobody has faith.
Yeah, you pump gas, it's a smack across the face. You go to the grocery store, it's a smack across the face. It's just front and center. And now you're going to see all the negative headlines. I don't know what to tell you, dude. It's only started. We're going to have a year of negative headlines. It's going to be bad. Yeah.
A year, and then but then you still don't think it's going to start till next year, like a true one. Won't start till next year.
So yes, that is my call. I will stand by it because I made the call. I don't feel very good about that today, in all honesty. It could start sooner, but I won't change my call. If it does start sooner, I just will admit I'm wrong. I don't feel great about that call if it's starting Q2, Q3 of next year. It could absolutely start sooner. I could be way off.
Right. So my opinion, we started it this quarter for sure. Next quarter, like it's rolling.
Yeah, you could be right. If it happens, I just want to come out because I admit I take the credit when I'm right, and I'll admit when I'm wrong. This is one that I could very much be wrong on. It could happen much sooner.
All right. Anything else you want to leave the people with?
No, I just want to remind you, if you're an investor, this is the time to get wealthy. If you were in real estate the last 2 years and you made income, your income's going to get cut. But this is the time to get wealthy. Get deals, get great deals, buy terms, buy businesses. When people are scared is when you can create very good deals. This is when you create life-changing legacy money, is in a recession. So all of these negative headlines should get you excited. I take every negative headline and say, there goes 2% of my competition. There goes 2% of my competition. So I read every negative headline and smile because I'm ready to go. So I see opportunity ahead.
I love it. And where can people find out more about you?
One rental at a time is my brand. So YouTube, website, books, courses, Instagram, all that stuff.
And then go Warriors.
Got the ring, baby.
Are you sad you sold the tickets?
Nah, I hate San Francisco. No, I've never.
How far are you from San Francisco?
It's about a 40-minute train ride.
Okay. Yeah, bro, it's dirty. That's dirty.
No, I mean, I don't mind going by myself, but I'd love to go with Olivia, and I just can't walk one more time. Getting there is not so bad. It's when you leave at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whatever it is. It's unsafe. I'm just not doing that.
You got to fight, yeah, and you got to be prepared.
Yeah, it's just I don't need that headache. So no, I'm good. I sold the tickets. Love the Warriors. Die hard. It was a bucket list item. I had the tickets for 3 years. I honestly, dude, Stratton, I never thought in my wildest dream I could own season tickets. It was cool, but yeah, I'm done.
All right, last question. Do you think you could have held them and upsold the tickets and made money every year?
I don't know. Maybe next year because they won the chip.
You know what I'm saying? Like you would have held them,
Maybe,
and then, or did they make you renew before this?
They made me renew before. Yeah, they make you renew right at the end of the season.
Oh, that's how they get you.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Thank you so much, Mike.
There you go. Take care.